Okay, is it recording on the side? Yes, I think so. So my name is Jabulani. I'm your facilitator. I'm a lecturer for this module, and I've been lecturing this module since that was my first job actually after masters. I taught statistics. What I wanted to say. Okay, I wanted to say you realize first week people attended a lot, second week they attend, and then as you go and move forward, students don't even attend. It's not a problem at all. So long you follow. Don't blue tick us. I'm serious about this. Don't ignore. You'll be ignoring yourself actually. Excuse me. I have my life, you have yours. So we are here as a family to help each other. So if you're busy, try to watch the recording of whatever that we're doing, because whatever that we are doing is kind of connected. So in the first week, we introduced you to, okay, what is this statistics? I want to be a psychologist and human resource, whatever. Why are you bothering us with statistics? So we convinced ourselves that we need these statistics because most of the decisions are made after collecting data, numeric data, kind of research. And then we also touched on, we have variables like happiness, depression, among other variables that are there. So we have several ways of measuring those variables. And the most common is continuous level, of which is interval and ratio. You see in week number 7, we come back to the categories, but we don't use that much because the other two, the continuous, the interval and ratio, they allow us to put the scores in a distribution. So that distribution allows us to calculate the mean, so we can have a representative score. Let's say we collect data from a sample, but we want to come up with a score that is representing the whole sample, that is the central tendency. So that is why we're focusing on calculating the mean last week. Although the mode is also sometimes reported, but those are reported related in relation to the mean. Is it correct English? Yes, in relation to the mean. And the median is also sometimes reported depending on how the scores are spread. You see, if you read articles, sometimes they report the median, but the most and the one that is reported is the mean. But now it is problematic. Can we trust that mean score? Let's say we want to check the satisfaction rate of maybe Padlet, I'm just saying. Don't say you're not satisfied. Even if you're not satisfied with the Padlet, you must complete it. I'm joking. Let's say we collect data from 50 students. I think I have 48 students in total. And then out of 10, some score 6, 5, 4, whatever scores that we have. And then if we add and divide by 48, let's say we get a score of 7. Can we trust that score of 7? So that is when now the variability calculations comes in. So that is why we are concerned with the variance, the variability, and standard deviation. Variance is rarely reported, it's just in the calculations of things, but what is reported is standard deviation. So the standard deviation is actually telling us how far are most of the scores far away from the mean standard, like average distance. So it is problematic that the scores that we have in a distribution are very far away from the mean. So if we say that 7, now we'll be surprised to check to realize we have scores of 0 even, or we have scores of 1 and 2, and other scores are 10. So when that happens, it's a problem. And we'll come back to that when we do the hypothesis testing. So everything is connected. But now, researchers sometimes they collect data from more than a single sample. And also we want to make decisions. Someone would want to know if their score is above the mean, or if you want to compare two sets of scores, like if we collect data from people in Johannesburg and people in Limpopo, whichever province, we are able to standardize the two samples for comparison purposes. And then as you compare, we are able to locate where the score is lying. Lying as in, what is the, do you pronounce it differently? Where a score lies and lying, is it the same? Is it? Sorry, I'm not English, but I think you got what I'm talking about. So we are able, let me just speak and do this at the same time. So that is when Z score comes in. Like I'm trying to connect everything. Like, okay, excuse me, why are we doing Jablan? Why are we doing Z scores even? We don't need this. So we need that because, like what I've said, let's say we have a study to check COVID-19 attitude across countries or provinces, but we have distributions. We have different. So I want to write here. Let me take a pen. We have different distributions of scores. Maybe they're normal, but we are focusing on normal distribution at this point. The mean score for this one is 6, sorry. And the mean for the other one is 8 for the other province. The mean for the other province is maybe 5. But we would want to compare and standardize. We want to standardize and compare this, and also check if we ever score, where is it before the mean or is it above the mean after the standardization. So Z-score is used to transform, to locate, and to standardize the scores from different samples. But anyway, that is theory around it. What matters is the calculation. So given whatever score, let's say you get 60% for statistics and you get 80% for psychological interventions. If you do that module, do you know where you did your best? Can you know that? Like, can we go take you out and go, like my kids, they want us to go to Starbucks. These kids, they watch a lot of TV, you don't know those things. So let's say you get 80 for psychological interventions and 60 for statistics. Most people, they were like, oh, clap hands for you for 80 for psychological interventions and even take you out for coffee. Oh, you're doing very well. And even shout at you that you're wasting my money, you're getting 60 for statistics, among other. But from your own point, can you know if you did better in either of the subjects? Can you know that? What would you check? If I can ask you from your understanding, can you know, like, comparing 80% and 60%? What other scores would you want to know for you to say, okay, I did well in this class and I did maybe much better in the other? What do you do? How do you know? What do you do from your?
Usually, so you check the average.
What is that? We don't use the average.
Oh, sorry, mean.
Yeah, thank you so much. So the average, well, is just for learning purposes. It's a combination of mean, mode, and median. So, but we don't use that. So, okay, thank you. We check the mean, like we have 6 here and we have 8 here. And then what else? So let's say you got, let's put it at 8. Okay, so that it makes sense. And you got this statistics. And this is, what did I say? Psychological interventions. And you got, what did I say? Okay, let's say this is 60 as well. The mean for psychological intervention. The mean, we add all the scores and then we divide. And then for statistics, the mean maybe is 50. Okay. So what do you do? Can you explain further? You check the mean. You got 8 here. You got 80, of which the mean is 60, and you got 60 here. So in which class did you kind of did well? Well, so are you able to expand and explain further?
No.
No. Okay. Anyone?
Hi.
Yeah, who is speaking? Yes, Bushli. I have your name down there. Thank you. You have saved yourself.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I think you did better when it comes to psychological intervention because your score is higher than the mean.
Even this one is higher.
Oh, sorry.
Higher.
I didn't
Okay. No, okay, higher, high. Okay, that's English. Okay, what do you mean?
It's above the mean?
Yeah, this one is above the mean as well. We are correct by saying higher, but in comparison, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but okay, let us.
I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you for trying. So the process of standard Z scores, we standardize both scores or whatever, even if we have a lot of them. So every time we convert to a standardized score, the mean becomes 0 and the standard deviation becomes 1. So you are able to, like, you know, a tracing paper, I think I was primary school, I used to draw from a tracing paper, like I put on top of the paper, I draw something, look like I'm very good in art. So when you do a search, you are able to kind of put, is it correct English? The distributions on top of each other for comparison purposes. Let's say the first one is red. I'm trying to look for another color. You are also able to standardize another one that can be blue. You are also able to take another one that can be green. You are able to do that through Z scores. So that is what we're doing this evening. So the mean becomes 0 for all of them. Okay. So there is a formula for that. I didn't create that formula. So someone can ask, but excuse me, how do they do that? It is statistics. That is a formula that we have. So if we do a search, we are able to calculate how many standard deviations are there between 60 and 80, taking into consideration the standard deviation of the distribution. So that is a Z-score. So Z-score allow us to check what is the distance from the mean. So you see there's 1, there's 2, there is 3. And then on your left side, there's a -1. It's a symmetrical distribution. So because it is normal distribution. If you go and read, you see, it doesn't matter about the negative value of the Z. The sign of the Z-score just tell you if the score is below the mean. So if someone say my Z-score is -1, you are able to say, okay, so you had a score that is below the average. You're going to do it. I think it's going to make sense as we move forward. So this -1, this -2, this is -3, mostly. So this is a normal distribution. So in our calculations and in the next minutes, we are going to, let's say someone scored 80 and 60, but that is not enough. We need to know the standard deviation of that distribution. Okay, so if in comparison to the other scores, that is why last week we taught you to calculate the standard deviation. Although this week we are not going to ask you to do a search, but sometimes in an assessment, we are given a variance score and we are asked to calculate the Z-score. So you cannot do a search because the formula do not allow. So if you are given a variance score, variance is the square root of the standard deviation, and standard deviation is the square root of the variance. I'm going to show you as well what I mean by that. So we are going to have 2 formulas that I'm going to show you, and we are going to do it together. It's quick, it's easy. Z-scores is one of the easiest sections for us. But it is important that we understand this so that next week when we get to probability for normal distribution, you understand what I'm talking about. So probability is concerned with, okay, Jablani, what is my probability of myself getting an A for statistics? So there is a formula for such. There is a way of us telling you, okay, the probability is 12%, the probability is 15%, but that is for next week. But for this evening, we are focusing on calculating the Z. And sometimes if I tell you the Z-score, I don't want, Jablan, don't tell me the Z-score. Tell me my actual score. Don't give me the Z-score in comparison with other campuses. I want to know what is my mark. Don't tell me that my Z is 2. So we are going to do that. If you read exactly what I've just said, as you read the chapter, is that. I don't know what I said in that video of introduction. I'm the one who wrote the script for that. And then the recording was a I don't like those videos. I don't even watch them. But whatever that I'm saying, I remember what I've said before is exactly what I'm just telling you now. The notes, I make them very short so that I don't scare people from reading the notes. But the rest of the content, you should read from the textbook. And I do apologize. Last week, I got like, hey, Jablan, give me the page numbers. When I wanted to do that this week, I'm like, okay, excuse me, what should I do then? Which page number should I include? But I'll try to do that tomorrow as well. Okay, so we have, I'm going to share the slides, don't worry. Let me move, I think I've said this. We can think about this, don't answer us now, but know that we are going to win. If you take part, I'm telling you, you don't fail. And I've said this, you can read as well, just a summary of the notes. And this is what it tells us, we will be okay. Just the sign, is it below or above the mean? I'm going to show what I mean by that. So this is what I mean. This was what I was trying to, is this sketch? So this is the normal distribution, and this is what mostly it looks like. This is the mean. So this is the mean for a population, and M is the mean for a sample. And I don't know what to call this in Greek. This is the standard deviation for a population, and S, a letter S, is a standard deviation for a sample, but it doesn't matter. So what you are doing, that on your Padlet, I have a question that I'm asking you, where is 0.5 lying? So if we can take that, so 1, it is between 0 and 1. So there's a line that can cross here. That's what is 0.1 line. And then where is minus 0.5, 0, so it's somewhere here. And you see next week, why am I asking you such question? Let us go to the calculations. Then we call it an evening. It's getting summer in Cape Town, but it was raining yesterday morning. My slide is not moving. Let me try to press here. Let's keep anything. So this is the formula. It's very easy. Can I use that word easy in statistics? Someone say, don't say easy. Don't fight. Some people just want to fight. I'm not fighting. I'm here to support you. Don't say easy because you have done it. No, I'm trying to convince ourselves. So you are given, for any set of scores that we have, you can be asked to calculate the Z score. So they're called standardized scores as well. So X is the raw score, like the 60 that you got for statistics, the 80 that you got for psychological intervention. And so you cannot calculate Z without the raw score, without the mean, without the standard deviation. You cannot. And like what I said earlier, sometimes in the question, you are given variance here. So you just need to convert that variance into standard deviation. That is one of the kind of difficult, if I can say, some of the questions can come to you. And sometimes you are given the distance here already without the equation, but let us focus on the formula like this. So can you take a picture of whatever that you can do? We want to do it together quickly. Let's do it very quick. I don't think it would take 20 minutes to do what we're doing now. So you are given, so remember, why are we doing this? We are able to check where did you do best, which score is very far away from the mean, is it above or is it below? So the positive and the negative sign will just inform you that, inform if the Z is below or above. So the positive is above, the negative is below the mean. Okay. So was asking, okay, the questions, how do they come like? They come like this exactly. Find the Z score corresponding to a score of 60 for each of the following distributions. So for A, let us help each other. Do not take part, please. So if the question, you see the question is saying, find Z score. And okay, quickly, we know that the formula for Z is this. They must do something for left-handed people like this. I can't draw these guys. I can't. Excuse me. But it's not a 6. It's not 6. You know what I'm talking about. Someone can say, hi, Jablani, why did you write a 6 there? I'm trying to write this. Please excuse me. Please don't be hard on me. So if the question, like mostly in assessment, there's a question with 5 kind of sub questions like this, kind of whatever the scores. and it's 2 marks for each mostly. So if a question is saying, find the z-score, we already know that it's this formula. And now let us do, we have a score of 60. Minus, I don't want to speak alone, I'm tired. 55. No, I'm actually not tired, but I want you to speak. And the standard, what is this? I'm saying already now. I want people to wake up. So 60 minus 55, what is it?
5.
That's fine.
5.
Yeah, I'm just checking if you're awake. And then divide by 10. I made like a 5. Excuse, don't ask a silly question. So 10 into 5.
How?
0.5.
We say 2. Don't say 2, it's 10 into. That's an
It's
honest
five.
mistake.
It's
That's
0. It's 0. It's 0.5.
Yeah, so it's not 2. That's like an honest mistake that please don't do that. Yeah, okay. So it's 10 into 5, that's 0. Points, that's what you do grade, whatever my son's grade 6. 10 into, put a 0, that's 5, so 0.5. So to be easy for you, this is correct. But if you check in the last pages of your textbook, you see there are z-scores there. They are written in 2 decimal places. So you can do a search. I'm not saying I said it is not incorrect to leave it 0.5, but just train yourself to write 2 decimal places because the z-scores at the back of your textbook for probability, they are in 2 decimal places. So this is the answer. 2 marks. Let's do this one. Tell me, anyone? I'm not checking the names, please just speak.
Jabulani, is it negative 1.50?
No, we want to please be with us. Some of us are slow. We're like, how did you get that?
Okay, I'll walk it through.
Yes, tell us, I'll write here.
Be 60 minus 75 over 10.
Over 10. Okay, thank you. So that is, what is it now? 60 minus 75, what is it?
Negative 15.
Yeah, negative 15. So divide by 10. So the answer is negative what?
1.50.
Thank you so much. Only that. And students expect it to be difficult. It's not going to. It's not going to be difficult. It's like that exactly in the assessment. People get 40 out of 100. They get the scores from the z-scores, and sometimes the variability and standard deviation is difficult, the formula in comparison. Do you agree? This is easy. It's like, okay, excuse me, what's this? Unfortunately, when I taught at public university, you don't get, the exams are not open book. So you get the formulas at the back of the textbook. So when you get in, you guys are blessed. Open your textbook, you write assessment. That is why people still fail statistics in public universities, because the exam, you get in, you forget the exam, the formula, which one to use where, and then Sherman. When I taught there, that's why I don't want to teach there anymore. Because I have a lot of enemies. They think my name is statistics, of which I'm not. Let's do the other one. Just tell me what to write.
Hi, Jabulani.
Yes, hi.
It's 60 minus 65 divided by 2.
Divided by 2. So what is it? So it's
negative 5 divided by 2.
Divided by 2. What is the answer?
Negative 2.5.
Let's say, we're speaking now?
Linda.
Linda. So Linda, I delete, oh, not Linda. I deleted your Linda 12. I deleted your Padlet. I do apologize. So let's say, Linda, you forget to put this negative sign in assessment. I will give you a 1 because you have. Why are we showing this? I will be lenient. Instead of just jumping to write 2.5, I'll give you a 0. So let's say if you show like this, okay, at least you show that you know what you're doing, and you made the mistake here by forgetting to put a negative. At least to get a 1 out of 2 for that. Sometimes you're nice like that. So it is important. It is important that all of us, let us not be lazy, please. Please. It is your life, like what I said earlier. I have mine, you have yours. And let us learn to respect our lives. So let's do this. Doesn't take a lot from you. Please do that, please. For even for variability, for mean score, sometimes the answer can be correct, but being lazy like that doesn't help me. Okay, what about the last one? Let me clear. Are we getting anyone with a question? This is kind of clear, if I can say so. What about this one? So sometimes, like I said earlier, find the Z-score, the same. So we know the formula. Or before I forget, sometimes you see the textbook write the formula like this. It's the same, but this for a sample. Okay, so this is the mean, this is the standard deviation. It's the same like what we're doing now. Okay. Find the Z-score corresponding to 10 points below the mean and the standard deviation of 10. So Z is equal to X. That's what we know. That's what we're taught. Divided by the standard. I'm still failing. And now we are told that the standard deviation is 10. We have 10 here. Oops, sorry. We have 10 here. And now we don't have this. Where can we get that? Anyone? You can tell us what do they understand by this? We had a question like this last year in Sherman. Most of the students got it wrong. So they lost 10 marks. There were 5 questions, kind of. They wrote 10 points below, 10 points above, 20 points above, 20 points below. So it was out of 10. And most of the students got 0 for that. So this is given. So we are given this already. That is what it means. 10 points below the mean. So it means this is 10 points below the mean. So if it is 10 points above, it's a positive. Okay. So the answer is -1. So I'm telling you this in case next time you find a question that is like that. So you are given the difference already in the statement. So that is what you do. So those are Z-scores. Questions, comments? Quite simple. But sometimes people don't want these Z-scores stuff. They want to know, okay, don't tell me that my Z is -1. I want to know what is my actual score. So you can calculate or identify the X value given the Z, given the mean, given the standard deviation. You are able also to check which score did you get. Okay. I don't know, there's a country they use in a report. They say if a child is at school, they don't write the actual score for itself, but they compare with everyone in the class to say, okay, we are in comparison to the whole school, we are 0.05, 0.25. Well, I think it's good like that, but it causes problems, especially in Africa. We are community based, but I'm not sure which country, is it Japan or something? They in a report for school, like mathematics, they write 0.60. Okay, so that you know you're above the average. If you are 2, it means you are far away from the average on the other side. Yeah, the smart people. Or 3, or if you are below like -1. So you need to work at, I'm just saying this to explain, but the formula now is this. For that is the same formula, but does, did I get the correct answers? Okay, yes. So I did write minus here. I must correct this. That's what I was talking about. Let me write it here. I'll correct it before I send to you. So when the question is asking you to identify the score, it's the same, but it's just substitution. Those who did the mathematics, but statistics, not mathematics. Those are the formula that are set, but we want to help the world understand itself in a better way. So this is the formula that we are going to use. Can you, I don't know if you can want to take a picture or something. So we have this, and then we are done. So find the X value. So you know, if the question is asking for the X value, that, okay, we know that the X is, we take the mean for the population plus the Z score that is given, multiply by, so if the scores are written next to each other like this, it means you are multiplying them. It means Z multiplied by standard deviation. That's what it means. Or sometimes you see it's written like this, like in a bracket, like this. Okay. So now we are told that our Z is 0.25, our mean is 15, and our standard deviation is 10. So we are substituting. Like if I write this, people say I'm calculating this one. Let me go back here. I'm doing this one here. So we have a mean score of 50. Are we still together? Let me try to keep a little bit quiet. Okay, sorry about that. Are we still there? Or?
Yes.
Okay, maybe people are gone, like Jablani, leaving. I don't have time for this.
No, we're still here.
Okay, if you do that to me, I'll cancel the next week meeting. I'm joking. So we have, Z score is easy, don't worry. So we have a 50, so plus. See, that's why I was laughing at Mark. Mark, right, like this. And then Z, we have a negative, you see now. So what I want to explain is that if you have a positive and a negative score, the negative overpowers, but let me write like this for now, 0.5. And our standard deviation is 10. So I'm right like this. Sorry. So the kind of board mass, you start with the multiplication before you subtract. So do not say 50 minus 0.25 and then you multiply the answer by 10. No, you start with, let me change the color actually. You start with this. So it's going to be 50. Because of this minus and plus, it's going to be a minus. So what is 10 multiplied by 0.25?
2.5, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I like this. Chablan is my name, but thank you. 50 minus 2.50, 47.50. So this person got 47.50. You see what I'm talking about? So this is X. Question, comment? Let's get done with the other one.
Sir,
Yes.
may I be excused from the meeting, please?
No, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you for attending, even. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'll be joking when I say I'm leaving. Excuse me. I'm here as a family. So don't worry, but thank you for joining. Okay, let us proceed. Who wants to do this one? The second one? All right, here. So we
Can I try go for
yes. Let me write the formula first for ourselves. Okay, what do we do? You can speak. Hi, Lungelo, I can hear you. Oh, okay, I'm not sure if it's on my side. Can someone try to speak?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so I think it's Lungelo's mic. So you can you speak? Someone else can try.
Okay, can I try?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so it's going to be 60
yes,
plus 2.50
yes.
multiplied by 5,
Okay, by 5. Okay.
bracket 5.
Yes, thank you. And then what we do?
It's going to be 60 plus 12.5,
Plus 12.5.
and then
Excuse
the
my
final
writing.
answer. And then the final answer is 72.5.
Okay, it's easy, is it?
It is better than last week's. It's less confusing.
Yes, it is. Yes, I think so too. The rest, let us do. Can someone do this one, and someone do this one? While all of us are doing this one. Okay. So the third one is almost the same stuff. So it's going to be 45. I'm doing C. I want someone to report on D and E. So it is 45, and we write a plus, and then it is a minus 0.50. Multiply by what? By 8, is it? Correct. I don't know if the answers. So please. So we multiply first. So 8 minus 0.5 is 4. And because of this negative, it overpowers the positive. So it's 45 minus 4. So what students make a mistake by not affecting this negative, and then they write 49 as an answer instead of 41. So this is the answer for C. And D, who was doing D? Can you report to us? This one.
It's minus 1.25 times 6.
Okay. Must I write minus 1.5 times 6 or 30 first?
Oh, you can do 30. Sorry. Yeah, 30. I was going to do it the other way around. That's 30.
Okay. Okay, 30. And then there's a plus, but I write a minus 1.25. What is 1.25 times 6?
So 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. So 30. So it's a minus, is it?
Yes.
Yes, minus 7.5.
22.5.
22.5. Okay, 22.5. Okay.
Correct.
Yes, only that. That was your assessment. I've seen your assessment even. There are no funny questions this time. Right, is exactly what we're doing. And then the last one.
Can I try ESO?
Yes.
So it's 20 plus 1 times 3.
Where is 3 coming from?
Because it says the standard deviation squared.
So what is
equal to
this?
9.
Okay, what does it mean? What's this? It's variance, is it?
Sorry, variant, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you for observing that. That is why I put that question. So we said 20 plus. Plus what?
1 times 3.
1 times 3. And thank you for that. So that is 23, is it?
Yes.
Done. I tried to write. Did I get all the answers correct? Sometimes I'm very playful. I don't take my life seriously sometimes, but I did correctly. Okay. And so I'm going to share these slides with you as well. I'm going to upload on my second. So that is set scores, and these are just technical stuff. I've said this already. Always 1, always 0, and there's nothing else. So next week, try not to, if you miss it, watch so what I'm going to do next week, at the back of your textbook, there are probabilities, the Z-score and probability scores. So you'll be asked to, let's say, calculate a Z-score and check what is the probability of obtaining a score that is greater than, let's say, 60%. So we'd want to identify the proportion for this section. Or what is the probability of obtaining a score that is less than, what did I say? What percentage did I say again? I forgot. Let's say this is 70%. So we calculate Z first, whatever the Z it is. So what is the probability of obtaining a score that is greater than 70%? This is the region. But what is the probability of obtaining a score that is less than 70%? This is a proportion. Sometimes, what is the probability of obtaining a score between the mean and the mean score and 70%? So there is a way you can do that. Sometimes you ask the question, what is the probability of obtaining a score between 30% and 70%? I'm just saying. Or maybe you are saying, Jablani, I just want to get a B. What are my chances, statistical wise, of getting between 60% and 70%, if a B is 60? So we are able to check what is the probability and proportion of getting that. So our answers will be like 0.2230. Some answers will be 0.0 something, 0.5 something. So that is what we're going to be doing next week. And we cannot identify a proportion of probability without using a Z-score. So all the proportions and probabilities are identified using a Z-score. So that is why we taught you Z-scores this week. So about Z-scores, with your assessment and quiz, whatever that we've done this evening is only that we need to know. You have questions, comments, and something positive before we call it an evening. Thank you for actually participating. I do appreciate.
Thank you, Jabulani. I think we really needed a week where there was not much work.
Okay, I think you want to avoid it. You can speak. We are patient. You can speak. Don't mind the noise.
Yeah,
Speak.
I was just saying that we really needed a week where there was not much work. It's really easy this.
Okay. I think one said this is easy this week, but life is not easy. Don't expect easy. It's going to be tough.
Hi, Jablani.
Yes, Linda. Is it Linda or Linda?
Linda.
Okay.
Can I please ask a favor?
Yes.
In the first exercise that we did, the one that had question 1 and 2, I think the second question, I don't understand it quite properly. The other ones I understand very well, but the second one, I think we were not given the mean, I think.
Which one? Now, this evening.
If you could go back to the first exercise, the one that we did first, not this one. Yeah, this one, the one where you said the question is find the Z-score corresponding to 10 points below the mean. Would you mind going through that one again? Just one.
And remember I said I was about to write a negative here.
Yes, I remember.
So the formula for Z-score do not change at all. But now we are given the standard deviation. But we are looking for our mean, remember, in our raw score, where they don't have that. So this distance is given already. So this X minus the mean is this. Is the points between the mean and the score. So it is given to us. So we've been given that already. That is the
Points below.
yeah. So it's below now. That is where the negative comes in. So it is minus 10. So if it is above, if you go to if you go to your exercises, there's a question after the Z-score chapter. There's a question like that. They asked, is it probability or Z-score? I'm not sure. They have similar questions. In last term also, there were similar questions on the assessment. I'm forgetting if they have this time, but I checked the assessment. It's quite easy though. But if there's something that comes up, so the points are given to us. Previously, we were calculating them. X minus U. We are doing that to check what is the distance between the mean and the raw score. So
Okay. I think I get it.
Okay. So this is that points between the mean and the score and the mean. Sorry. So it's been given to us like this. But people got it wrong, and thank you for asking again.
Sure. Thank you, Chablan.
Okay. And the last, whatever, positive, and then we call it an evening. Hi, Lucinda, you can say something and then we leave.
Hi, Jabulani. I'm battling a chest infection.
Oh, sorry about that.
I've been a bit quiet, I know, but I think without these weekly lessons, I'm not able to understand, because when I listen to your videos and when I do the readings, I get a bit lost. So
Okay.
this week, I'm actually on top of it. I was a bit lost last week because the infection started. So I'm in my second week with a chest infection, but the videos help a lot. So if I have any questions, then I'll let you know. But so far, so good. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And get well, must
Thank you
keep
so
warm.
much.
And I don't know what to do to keep well.
Thank you.
So before we leave, when I was growing up, we had a guys, life is tough. Be grateful for whatever that we have, like learning statistics, excuse me, where the guava tree and the lemon tree. When you are sick, like exactly like what you're saying, we didn't have, I don't know if we didn't have money to buy tablets or it was the culture. So every time you are sick, they boil the lemon and the guava shame, they give you to drink. And sometimes we were very poor when I was growing up. We didn't have sugar. So we don't put sugar to make it almost like honey. You know what I'm talking about? So they boil, I don't know if it works. So the guava leaves and the lemon leaves, the thin one. And then you take and then share, maybe because of the weather where I come from, maybe the infection goes because of, I think as people in Africa, we depend on the sunshine a lot. But anyway, I'm just saying this story so that you get well and do whatever that you do to get well. And I'm telling you what they used to give to us, but I'm here. I'm here. And my kids, they don't know all those things. They're too soft. But anyway, it's life. Thank you. Anyone want to say anything before we leave? Don't give your children guava and lemon, but actually give them. I don't know. There's a lot of arguments. Maybe the medicine that we are taking made from those things, but a story for another day. We are here to do statistics for now.
Jabulani,
Yes, ma'am.
is our assessment a multiple choice one like the weekly?
No. Yeah, I'm like, no, it's not. So the assessment is like this. Exactly. Can you see my slide?
Yeah.
It's like this, yes.
Okay.
But they did that at the other time. But when I check, I checked the assessment when they give it. They are there already, but they can change the question. It's not. It's like this. So like maybe section A, they can ask you what happens. Did you send me an email earlier? I replied to you.
Yeah.
Don't tell. Let's say they ask you what happens to the mean if we add another score. 3 marks. Or if you convert, there's a slide that I put here intentionally. If you convert, let me look for the slide. where is it? Like this. What are the characteristics of 3 marks? So you need to write like this. That is section A. Section B are these questions. Exactly what we are doing. That is why I'm doing this exercise. I've been teaching this for like 5-6 years now. And I set the assessment sometimes, but I didn't set this one. But I've seen it. They sent to us a week before, but this time they released them like earlier. But they can change the questions if they see it fit. But they ask exactly the same, exactly this way and manner. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
How will we be uploading our answers?
They changed things from last term. We used to write and upload the document, but now there's space that is provided to you to kind of type. So it's not a big deal. We'll see, but they will give you the information like a week before. I'm saying they as in the online administrator. They'll send out exactly what you need to do.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be as kind as you can. Yeah, kindness.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much. Thank you. See you.
you,
Please
bye.
complete the Padlet. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.